maybe your Mr. Right is also working on himself, because guys can actually have the same problems too, you know, the same problem. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Yeah, my name is Monica. Today we'll be talking about how to be happy and single, or how to be single and happy, vice versa. But yeah, we're just gonna unfold everything. But before I go any further, I'm just gonna give a disclaimer. I'm not a therapist. I'm just like an individual who have had experience in the past, so I'm gonna share my experience. If you relate, let's do it together. Most of us have been in a relationship that never worked, and during that process you're so upset, you're in denial, you're bitter, you're frustrated. It feels like the world is on your shoulders. You're asking yourself questions, what you have done wrong. You just can't get an answer to it. Honey boo boo, that's fine, honestly, because you will never get an answer to it. You know, they just won't give you that answer that you want, while others would be like, you know what, I don't care, I'm just gonna move on with my life, I'm gonna start a new life. Some girls will be like, you know what, because they're so attached, they're so in love with this person, they're still going through that healing process, they're still, you know, hurt. So I'm just gonna discuss how to go through it. For me, I was like one of those girls that would be like, you know what, you don't want to be with me, that's fine, you can go, I'm fine, I'm just gonna find somebody who is better than you. That's a problem, you know, it's a big problem, because it feels like I was desperate looking for love. Even when I was hurting myself, I did not notice, or I didn't care. I don't know all what I was doing. I wanted to prove a point that you left me. I'm going to find somebody who is way better than you, you know, not knowing that it's going to affect me in the long run, because I needed to learn. I needed to learn from my mistake, take responsibility of my actions. So when I get into another relationship, obviously I'm gonna know what I've done, you know. And I wasn't doing that. I just wanted to, you know, find that person, like find that love again. It seems like I was scared to be alone, so I was getting hurt so much, but then I was also hurting the new person that I'm in relationship with, because I was attached to this old person, like to the old relationship. So whatever the new person did for me was never good enough. I just wanted, oh, you're not touching me well, you're not doing this, you know, not knowing that this person is an individual on his own. That ex is an individual. They're totally two separate people. I just needed to detach myself, heal first before going into another relationship. But I never did that, girl. I never did. All I was looking for is like, I was scared. I want to get that companion again. So it's really important for you to get that healing process. Like when you heal, it's a gradual process, you know. For some people it will take like few years, some people it will take months, for some people it will take weeks. It's just depend how you can manage, how you can cope with stress and your coping mechanism. That's all I can say, because for me, I was one of those girls that always want to prove a point, and I kept making the same mistake over and over, till when I realized that, hey, Monica, it's not about you actually trying to please that other person, trying to prove a point that you can do better. It's about you knowing your value, you healing first. After you heal, you learn from your mistakes. So when you go into another relationship, you will know how to comport yourself. You will know the right from wrong. You will know when this new person is trying their best. You will know that they are actually making that effort. You're not comparing them again with the old person. So sis, it's really important for you to heal. Don't be like me. I've been there. I've done that mistake. Have time for people that love you and care about you the most, because if you make that time for those people, it would help you from feeling sad, depressed, isolated, especially when you just come out of a new relationship, like not a new relationship, but from a bitter breakup or a normal breakup. Talk less of being a single girl for a while. Girl, we do feel we do feel lonely sometimes, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you know, when I'm single, I am so happy 24/7. If I tell you that, girl, I'm lying to myself and I'm not being truthful to you. Let me just put my foot down and discuss this with you properly. I get lonely sometimes, so that's why it's good for you to have these close family members. It's good to have the friends around you. So at least by me saying that, yeah, I'm not saying that, okay, because you're lonely, you should go into another relationship that you're not ready for. No, sometimes we just gotta wait when you feel that you're right to get into another relationship. When you're single, you always want to date yourself, you know, because when you're single, you're dating yourself, girl. You are dating yourself. You will learn to appreciate yourself more. You are your own best friend, girl. Living that single life, you are your own best friend. Nobody else will give you that love that you need, because that guy is not there anymore. Your other half is not there anymore. You have to give yourself that love. You are completely in charge of your life and your happiness. That's all I can say. So it won't hurt for you to just shower yourself with a bit of care and affection. When you do that, girl, you will be fine. You'll be feeling yourself. Because let's just say you're doing shopping. You shop for yourself, nice things, you know. If your ex used to get you flowers, used to get you lingerie, used to get you perfumes, girl, you can do it by yourself. You can do it on your own too. You can get yourself nice things. Like for me now, I'm going to use myself as an example. I can't remember the last time a man buy me stuff. To be honest, everything that I own, I got it myself. So seriously, it's not really going to hurt me when I'm not in a relationship, because I'm used to buying things for myself. I've already marked what I want to get myself for my birthday. So a boyfriend, you don't give me a present, I don't really care, because I'm not expecting it from anyone, but I'm expecting it from myself. You have decided to enter into a relationship. If that person is not the sort of person that will buy you presents, honey boo boo, you're used to, you'll be like, you know what? The time that I wasn't in a relationship, I used to get things for myself. I shop for myself. So regardless, you get it for me, you don't get it for me, I don't really care, because it's in me. I've been spoiling myself. I have that self-love. Reflect on your life, how things are going. Are you happy with the current situation? You know, ask yourself those questions, and if you have the answer to it, then fine. Never live your life in regrets. What you can do is be like, you know what? I've done mistakes and I've learned from my mistakes. That's okay. And take the good out of it. Whatever you're planning to do now in this current situation, make the best out of it. Learn, write things down, what you want to do and how you want your life to be, like the progress, and see okay, for this time, this is like, I want to maybe study. I want to get myself a nice car. Just the progress, the current situation. Just ask yourself that question. Am I happy with it? And if you're not happy, girl, it's never too late to make that change in your life. It's really important for you not to look low upon yourself. Whatever the situation is, you can walk your way around it. You can walk your way around it. And you're single, girl. Don't be like, I'm single. Yes, you are single, so what? When you're in a relationship, trust me, sometimes you get caught up in bullshit. Like you're just, like you're just stressing about that individual so much that you totally forget about yourself, But when you're single, you just have that time to focus on yourself. You are important. That little time that you have now, pay attention to yourself, girl. Don't go into a relationship with expectation, girl. It's not gonna work. Like when you meet anybody or you've decided to go into a relationship, do not go into a relationship with expectation. Come out with a big disappointment, because when you go into that relationship thinking that, okay, I think I've found Mr. Right. No, you've only maybe known this person for a week or a month or two. We're humans. People do change. That's why it's good for you to study them. Be very observant. Little, just those little things that people do, like, will tell you a lot who that individual is. So do not go into a relationship thinking that you find Mr. Right with all this big expectation, because you're gonna end up be disappointed in yourself. So girl, don't. And for us single mothers out there, because I'm a single mother, I'm a mom of two. I never go into a relationship. I'm using myself as an example. I never go into a relationship hoping that person going to be like, come and play a fathering role into my kid's life. No, I just met that person. I don't even I barely know them. So it's even going to be overwhelming for that person. You might even end up driving, kicking them away, because they would be scared. So those kids, they have their dad, My kids, they have their dad. Regardless of the situation, their dad is there. So I'm not finding a boyfriend to be a dad into my kids' life to come and be a dad for them. No. We're into a relationship. We're trying to get to know each other. You're just a boyfriend or a friend. I'm not expecting you to be a daddy figure. No. That would just, it's weird. It's strange. It's just going to show that you're so desperate. Because guys these days, when you start being super clingy, you start showing them, I want you to be that daddy in my kid's life. They're going to see that you're very vulnerable and you're desperate. And they're going to use that against you, girl. You don't want a guy to know that you are vulnerable. They will use your weak points against you, and you don't want that. You need to show that, yes, you have been doing it before they came into your life. So there's nothing really different that much, When you have a side hustle, you figure out that you're spending more time on with yourself and with other people as well. That time that you used to spend with your other half when they're not there. Now, spend that time with yourself. When you're doing your side hustle, if you like sports, if you like painting, whatever you like, do it. Something that's just gonna put a smile on your face. That's all what you need. Because now, girl, you're single, you're doing you. You're having your best life, You're totally having your best life. That's the most important thing. Because when you're having your best life, honey, boo boo, you won't be feeling that single life that much. You know, you'll be like, oh, you know, it's just, I feel lonely sometimes, but I'll be fine. Make friends with single girls, girls who are single. It does not mean that you always have to be best friends with them. Yes, you have your best friends. Just know that most of your best friends, they will be married, and others might be in a relationship. So it's nice to have friends who are single like you, people that you can relate with. I'm going to use, because for me on this channel, I will always use myself as an example. That person is an acquaintance, yeah? So we met, we're talking. She's like, oh, I'm single. And I was like, I'm single too, really? She's like, yeah. So she's like, yeah, most of my friends are married. Most of them have boyfriend. I feel single too. And like, I feel that way that, oh, when is my time gonna come? And I look at her, I'm like, girl, you're not the only one. I do feel the same way that most of my friends, like, you know, they are in relationships, some are married, you know, family members. But to be honest, I do feel left out sometimes, but at the same time, that should not pressure you to get into a relationship. That should not pressure you to settle for less, because if you get pressured, you're going to end up settling for less. You going to end up not knowing your self-worth. You're going to end up living in regret, because you will end up making a choice that you will regret for the rest of your life. So most of the time, what I tell myself, like I do tell myself, you know, like, Monica, it's, sorry guys, it's really hard. Like what I tell myself most of the time, Monica, it's going to be okay. Maybe that's super husband, or because there's nothing called a perfect husband, your soulmate is coming. When the right time comes, you will meet your soulmate. But for now, just live life to the fullest. Like, live your best life, because when you live your best life and when you get into a relationship again, you will be babysitting. You have to be looking after your other half. You guys will be doing things again together and all of these things. And girl, sorry for now. While you're single, make the best out of it. Do yoga, go to the gym, be fit for yourself, be healthy. You're not doing it for anyone. You're doing it for you, you know? So girl, when you get that, like you have that under control, you'll be like, oh, I'm enjoying my single life. Like, you know, you're enjoying your single life, not even knowing that you're single. So by the time Mr. Right comes, Mr. Right will be impressed, like, wow, like she got it under control. I don't even need to tell her what she needs to do. Like, this girl is like everything that I've been looking for, because, you know, you've put yourself out there. You've learned to be independent, you know, because it's really vital. The 4 attachment style, girl, if you know that those 4 attachment style and see where you fit in, you know, they have anxious, secure, avoidance, and fearful avoidance. Try and read about it and see where your emotion fits. If you need help with your emotions, then you can seek a therapist. When you seek a therapist help, so at least when you go into another relationship, girl, you get it covered. Because I read through it. Are you that sort of like a clinging girlfriend? Because sometimes this sort of things can actually turn a guy off as well. So if we can work on ourselves when it comes to our attachments, the way we attach ourselves to our partners when we get into relationship, girl, you will be an angel on earth. Because that like your soulmate will be like, wow, where has she been? Wow, she's so confident in herself. She knows, like, she's not that clingy type. She's not that clingy, like, you know, she's not bothering me. She's not pesting my life, you know, she's letting me. It's not because, it's because you have learned. You've had therapists. You've learned to control your emotions. So when you get into another relationship, girl, you got it covered. Spontaneous, girl. I'm saying it again. When you are single, you're living your best life. Like, seriously, you're living your best life because you're not doing things because of your partner wants to do it. You're doing things because you have that total power and control over yourself and your action, whatever action you do. Eventually, you're going to go into the dating world to find your Mr. Right. You'll be fine, you know. You'll be like, I've done it. I've been spontaneous. Like, even when you're coming back into a relationship, you won't be really, because you have lived that life. You have done it all. You've had that time, your me time. You've had it. Most of the time these days, what I see, like I've been seeing young people, our goals are like, oh, relationship goals is the number one priority that girls have. Relationship goals, like that success. It's part of it, but it's not everything. Girl, if you're successful in your career, if you are an independent woman, if you're doing things that you're well respected in the community, in society, you have a well-paid job, then having a husband is a top up, you know, like then you are complete. But even if you have a relationship goal, you have a husband, you don't have a good job, you are not working, it's a husband that is only bringing at home, they're not going to take you. Yes, they won't say it. Some of them, they might be a loving husband or a loving partner, but as time goes on, they're going to get tired of it because it's only one income coming in. I'm not saying this because I want to say it. It's because I know so, you know. So it's really good for you. Don't just be like, okay, I am married now, or I'm in a relationship, I shouldn't have a goals, I shouldn't have a successful mindset. Yes, you can still be in a man's house and have and be a successful woman. You can still be in a man's house and have a successful job. You can still be in a man's house and have a better career, probably better than the man. It's all up to you, the mindset and how you walk around it to get your dream. Sis, if I can do most of these things that I'm talking about, like, you know, I'm a single mom, but I'm working my way up there, and I'm sure you can do it as well. It's a journey that we gonna take together. It's a journey that we're going to do together. And whenever you're ready to go into a relationship, into the dating world again, girl, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, because you already know, like, okay, I know my attachment style. Like, whatever I was having problem with, like, I've worked on it. I've worked on myself. Maybe your Mr. Right is also working on himself, because guys can actually have the same problems too, you know, the same problem that we face. Guys, they face it as well. So they too, they're working on their own problems. So girl, your Mr. Right is coming. Be patient. Don't feel pressured because of society. Single life is not like, you know, a death sentence. Obviously, you're not going to stay single for the rest of your life. Just know that. Your Mr. Right is coming. And you will thank me later because, you know, you see, I'm single, but I'm not, you know, I'm living my best life. That's what I can say to you, girl. I'm living my best life at the moment. So when my Mr. Right comes, he will know that Monica has been working on herself, you know. I'm going to leave you guys for now. Enjoy and ciao. I'll talk to you later. If you're wondering where I got my dress from, I'll put it on the description, my top from, I'll put it on the description below. But yes, your sister is looking fine. Just like how I'm looking after myself, you can do the same thing too, girl. Let's, you know, It's a girl magic, you know. It's a single girl, hashtag single girl magic.